Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am both very happy, delighted, and honored to be amidst you today. I want to express my special gratitude to Dr. Ashok Chauhan, whom I've always called uncle from my childhood, the founder president, whose vision has become a reality in the quickest possible time because of the energy that he had himself in the pursuit of building accessible private education across the country. Dr. Atul Chauhan, the Chancellor, Mr. Ramachandran, Dr. Vivekanand Pandey, Vice Chancellor, Mr. Abhay Chauhan, and also Dr. Jayan Mehta. My original identity was being a sportsman. And I was a swimmer at the nationals for 5 years, did wonderfully well in swimming till जब घर वाले कहते हैं कि हमारा business नहीं है, sports से पढ़ने लगो. So, but I was a sports case admission at St. Stephen's College. Yes, it's true. By training, I became an economist and a lawyer. That's why I worked with the IMF and World Bank or the Ministry of Finance, then went into investment banking. And then at 48, when I was facilitating other people's work, I got an opportunity to do something with ownership on my own, which is move from banking to the industry. And Hitachi is maybe one of the largest conglomerates that is present from Japan in India. And I will talk about that in a second. But since this is your event and your function, it is so important to tell you that this new step that you take is a giant stride because the world itself, the equilibrium between continuity and change has been disrupted. You see geopolitical challenges, you see economic tentativeness everywhere around. At the same time, there is lots of disruption, largely progressive, thanks to digital or green or innovation. Last month, I was at the World Economic Forum in Davos, and they said that the good news this year is that people are more optimistic across the world because since last year, they never understood the complexity, perhaps, but they've discounted the complexity and have started moving ahead. But the other important part of this was that 44% of leaders of the industry have moved closer to the realization that if they don't radically transform, they may perish in 48 to 60 months. That's the extent of the challenge. When I'm talking to you, I'm saying this as leaders of tomorrow, that today the question is on the leaders of today. Are you capable enough to lead the radical transformation that the world needs? Because we are sitting here in India, which has always been understood as fastest growing large economy in the last decade for its humongous size of middle class and the great universally accepted talent that Indian people have. But what has changed in the last 10 years is that India is increasingly and very rapidly becoming from a follower country to a leader country. And this is because of two things: implementation and quality. First, the government took the lead with Digital India. On 15th of August 2014, only 42% of India had access to any kind of financial service. And the data consumption was so low that people said that digitization will lead to a divide between Bharat and India. Here we sit in 2023-24 financial year, where 61% of the world's online transactions are happening in India, where the rural data consumption is higher than the urban data consumption, where 2 billion COVID vaccinations were administered in 19 months and 23 days, just on your mobile number. The first could be here in Patna, the second could be in Coimbatore. That's what I mean. And that energy has translated into building plus of 50 kilometers of road every day. There is no other country on this planet which has 34 metro projects, 31 of them will go live by December of this year. And 200 gigawatts of solar and other renewable energies is in generating capacity at amongst the lowest prices in the world. This is what I mean by implementation. And the second bit was, oh, we are good about assisted intelligence and augmented intelligence, and the world's moving to autonomous intelligence, so maybe we are not there up in the quality. The same Indian people see that the icons of the Western world, the Tesla car, the Apple iPhone 15, are all being made in India. India landed on the south side of the moon with indigenous technology for less than the cost of a Hollywood film, $73 million. This is the meaning of the opportunity in real business that I am saying. Because Digital India changed the configuration that rest of the developed world has seen, where industry went from Industry 1.0 to Industry 4.0, and that brought in Society 5.0. The transformation of the society, the empowerment and entitlement of the citizens of this country has been so fast and so rapid that it has become the biggest attracting point for big investments to come across all industries which coexist at different levels in India. And so the opportunity is India for India and India going outside into the world. And at Hitachi, which is also amongst the, maybe the largest rail company, the largest power transmission company in the world, India presence has been there for 90 years. The first railway locomotive came from Hitachi in 1953. You know, part of our textbook folklore, Bhakra Nangal's dam's turbines in 1958 came from Hitachi, and they're still working. That's the commitment. With near 30 companies in India across infrastructure, manufacturing, and digital, you can see the span. I mean, rail is, yes, a big business. The bullet train is also Hitachi. It's a proprietary technology of Hitachi. But the metro projects and modernization, just as an example in infrastructure, or manufacturing, where 88% of Maruti Suzuki's brakes are made by Hitachi in India, or the construction sites where you'll see Tata Hitachi, or to digital payments, 38% of any place where you tap your card is State Bank of India and Hitachi, or Kendriya Vidyalayas, or in telemedicine, doctor training for nurses, doctors and nurses at All India Institute. That's the extent to which we came in partnering the change that India is witnessing. And it is with that ethos and commitment that I have ended up working 27 of my 34 years of work in a Japanese company, 18 years as CEO. You know, sometimes you go across the country, they will say that Japanese companies are slow in decision-making, and they are more expensive than what price-sensitive Indian market can afford. But not just government or industry or customers, one thing that even society will accept is that Japanese companies are trustworthy, and that Japanese companies would have formidable or superior technology. We come from that ethos where you would have heard that Toyota will bring back 350,000 cars because the right handle wasn't working right at their own cost and send it back, and also say sorry, because it is trust that we have to live up to. And that brings me to the important point this afternoon to all of you as you embark on this journey. And people before me have put it even more articulately and beautifully, but I'm witnessing and living it. And to walk the talk is not easy when the pace of growth is so fast across the many Indias that live in India. But it's inspiring to hold on to that, what has got you all of this, and live up to that trust with the speed of change to become more broad-shouldered. And you can't do it unless you have that sense of ownership in whatever you're doing. There can't be a dichotomous you when you go to your place of work today, where your mind is saying something and your heart is saying the other. They both must do. and the world and the people around you will all start listening. And with that commitment, as even Dr. Atul Chauhan said and Dr. Mehta said about integrity, I think ethics is up for challenge every day in life. You have to tie a knot up somewhere within yourself that I will be accommodating, flexible, innovative. I will do whatever it takes to achieve my business result, but not at the cost of what I can't live with. And that is where your true self would have identified the bands in which you will learn how to do business more successfully. And before I end, one thing that is particularly dear to me, at any level of decision-making, the essence of education is to look beyond yourself. And by that, I mean every decision, do a checklist last point. Am I being empathetic enough to what the situation warrants? And that will help you answer that question to your own self. And today is the day to take that home, as this is the very big day of celebration, and also the real journey beginning for all of you. So God bless you all, and God bless your parents for being so determined in making you reach here and helping you achieve the dream. Thank you very much.